Hello, my dear friend, I wish you wisdom. What is karma? Let's take a look at the definition. Karma refers to the spiritual principle of cause and effect, where intent and actions of an individual, which is the cause, influences the future of that individual, which causes practically an effect. So this is just a really simple definition that you can find on Wikipedia. And what I must say is that I read this definition many times in the past, but I didn't understood it completely. I mean, I was able to read the text, but it was almost like an empty definition for me. Well, you see, the karmic law works as the definition states. What intent you have today and what actions you take today, it will be reflected in your tomorrow. So practically every action, but also consistent thoughts, will enter in the law of karma, and they work in a circle. So often we hear about the circle of life, but isn't that the circle of karma? And if we look at the game of life, it's not a circle, it's a square. It is the square which must be completed. And you see this everywhere, in Freemasonry and in many other places as well. And what is a cube? Well, it's a three-dimensional square. Let me share with you some stories. At my job, I had this colleague, and you see, although he knows many things, he gets distracted sometimes or many times, and because of that he makes mistakes a lot. And he was joking all day and every day about the fact that, oh dear, I made another mistake. Maybe I will get fired one day. You see, this subconscious of ours, the law, the principle, doesn't care about us. It acts like a little robot, doesn't know what a joke is. And many of us, we are joking over and over about the things that we don't want, and we bring them into existence by the power of our word, of our intent, of our actions. So instead of trying to focus and to stop speaking about what he didn't desire in his life, he almost got himself fired, and maybe he will be. Another relative of mine always speaks about diseases and problems. I mean, if she doesn't have a problem, she talks about the problems of other people with such passion, as if she's talking about something delightful. And you see, because of that, she always gets herself into problems. She always spoke about her ex-husband, that she was left by him by another to go to another woman. And guess what? The current man in her life left her for another woman. So the history repeats itself if you don't change in the now moment. When I became interested into metaphysics, and when I started to become aware of my surroundings and to practice mindfulness meditation, to observe other people, to observe my environment, I became more and more aware of the law of karma, the law of cause and effect. And I started to become afraid about the things that I did, how I acted, and also what I spoke about. I started to become aware of the words that are coming out of my mouth, because I know that these words will come back in a way, shape, or form. And because I look at other people and I observe that they spoke their life into existence, I started to understand that we are condemned by our words first. And when I started to have a little bit of fear and to train myself to speak and to think only about the things that I wanted to bring into my life, it came to me in a flash. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of the wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. What is the Lord? What is the Supreme Lord? Is the law. The Lord is the law. And when you fear the law, you start to become wise. Because you know that what you do today, it will slap you in the face tomorrow. And because of that, we must train our mind to think and also to view in front of our eyes only that which is good, only that which is love, wealth, and health. And also don't use only the thinking process if you want to become healthy, for example. Start to exercise, start to eat properly. Let me share with you another story that happened to me recently. I started to eat a more plant-based diet. I don't eat meat anymore. And I started to do this at the beginning of this year. And I have a great experience, and I'm really happy that I decided to do that. But you see, I wasn't always like this. I ate as my boyfriend did. I ate fries, meat, and stuff of that nature. And I started my new diet. And I said to my boyfriend, look, I want to start this new way of eating, and I hope you don't have a problem with that. He said, well, not a problem, but don't force me to do it. I said, oh no, I eat what I want, you eat what you want. So I didn't told him once to stop eating meat. I just did my own things. He was eating his own thing. Well, you see, because of my diet, I started to glow from inside outside. And to my surprise, one day he came home And he said that he wants to exercise, and he started to go to the gym. Then, in another day, he came home and said to me that he wanted a smoothie and a salad. I was shocked in that very moment because I didn't speak a single word about what he should do or not do. Because you see, in a relationship, if you want a true relationship, you just have to give unconditional love, and that's it. You don't have to expect anything back, and it will be, I promise you, wonderful. Okay, so I know my boyfriend. He wasn't eating fruits or vegetables for years. And now he changed his way of eating just because I started to do it. So I was really shocked about the fact that if you change yourself, your surroundings will change, but also the people. It's inevitable. Also, another thing that I would like to mention in the end, when I was asleep, so to say, I was listening a lot to Napoleon Hill lectures. And although I listened to those for days and days, I never heard or never grasped the idea that he, in his video lectures that you can find on YouTube or the internet, I never heard back then that he spoke about the fourth dimension and entities. Can you imagine listening to an audio lecture and to not notice that? And when I saw what happened with my boyfriend, in a flash, I remembered that Napoleon Hill said in one of his lectures that when you become aware, you will understand, and that people will have to listen to the audio lectures again. So I remembered what he said, and I got back to his lectures, and I couldn't believe that I was listening to those lectures over and over again, and not one time I was aware of the fact that this man was speaking about entities. How can that be possible? I was listening to those audio files just because I thought they motivate me. And the law is incredible, this karmic law. And I must say, Napoleon Hill was way ahead of his era. So in the end, I just want to say this. Pay attention to what you speak. Pay attention to what you think. If you are in the spot in which you can't control yourself, try day after day, when you see your mind drifting, to use positive affirmations. Try it and see for yourself. I wish you a wonderful day, and I see you next time.